Great, go.
So we said don't like bombard students with loads of flyers, because obviously when you're walking around campus you get loads anyway. Be a bit persuasive, but don't sort of be really like take it. And go to the places where there's going to be the most students, like where you're going to get the most people. And also sort of making it known that it's like there are lots that they don't have if they don't like take the flyer or anything. It's their game, it's not like for our anything.
So I've got like an interesting, I say interesting, I found it interesting, story from when I was a campus manager back in 2006, and I was handing out flyers on campus at Reading. And you know, there's ways and ways to kind of flyer, and you know, people often kind of associate it with a bit, it's a form of like spam communication sometimes. And like it can be, if that's what you make it, that's definitely what it is. It's all about kind of shoving a flyer in someone's face and just like next press, and then that's all it is. Like you're giving someone a piece of paper, which they don't know what it is, they don't really care. Like it's a complete waste of time. It's a waste of your time. Like we shouldn't have bothered like printing the flyers. Like if you're gonna like don't bother doing it. But I was like giving out flyers to people, and at the time like in Reading they had this local offer, 2-for-1 meals at Wagamama, which is a great offer. And there's lots of similar things, you know, whether it's Pizza Express or Nando's, there's other stuff that we've kind of got on the site. And I was giving people like these flyers, and I was saying, oh, do you want 2-for-1 meals at Wagamama? I was like, go check this out. And it was going up to people, and it was like asking them a question, and it was like, what's the answer to do you want 2-for-1 meals at Wagamama? Mm-hmm. Probably yes. And I was saying that if you take this and you go and like go to the website, you'll find it. And I had this like one like group of friends, like I gave them like, no, can I have one? Like thinking it was like a voucher almost. And then it's like, oh, so can I do this now? Do I just go? And it's like, yeah, I mean, you could go to the library, you could print a voucher, you could go out for lunch. And they did, and they went to the library, they printed their voucher, and they would come out like, I just want to come and say thank you, you just made my day, this is amazing. And that made me feel like pretty cool. I was like, yeah, I'm going to give some more people flyers. It's like to feel about that, about kind of giving out flyers, like, you know, it's not perhaps necessarily something you'd expect, but you know, doing it in the right way, it was actually like a quite effective way of getting people to sign up. But yeah, there's definitely about kind of being persuasive and not just kind of shoving it in someone's face, but it's that hook, it's that product, it's the right message to the right person, and yeah, that's an example of kind of where it works really well. Cool. So, who did it?
We were explaining to group students why this is registered. We thought the objections might be that it wasn't like applicable to them. They might say, well, what am I going to use it for? So to obviously explain that.
Yeah.
It's due for and everyone wants it. And we thought someone might have said they'd seen the website before and like didn't like it, so instead of trying to persuade everyone else and say, well, it's constantly updating. Like, check out again. They've got lots of new offers.
You also saying if it's went to a group of students, you could explain like the group benefits. Yeah. I was saying before about so like Oldham Township, so you say like 25% off meals. So if you do go out in a group, say we can more money, or you can plan all these things as a group, like you say, so you as opposed to doing something individually, you can actually group together. As well.
Great. Okay. And you guys?
Basically we were doing email different departments, and we were saying how departments are going to be suspicious of our intentions, so we have to be like clear to the staff about why we want the department to email and why it's beneficial for the students. And then we were saying how we have to specify it to the department, so if there's a book voucher, you know, or something like that, that would be really great. And then, you know, you've got to be really appreciative because the staff are taking out time to help us, you know, and even though it's beneficial for their students, they're going to be kind of a bit appreciative if they can. So yeah, I think that's kind of what we got.
Cool. Well, just on the book voucher, we've got the, I don't know if any of you seen the book comparison that we've got on the site? No? It's been around for a while, but hasn't been very prominent on the site. And there's this like book comparisons you can put in like the ISBN number or the title of the author, and it like comes up with kind of the book, and it'll show you like the cheapest price on like Amazon, WH Smith, Waterstones, like compares all the sites. That shows you like the cheapest price. So in particular, talking to departments like that might be a useful thing to mention. Okay, you guys.
Yeah, what we thought they'd have a problem maybe with.
So you guys are doing the lecture.
Yeah. That it's not necessarily relevant to the subjects, and it might be like, why are you coming and talking about discount? You're an independent company, it's not actually it's not a part of the university. It might distract students before their lesson, and also they might say that it sets a bad precedent. Like, if you're allowed to do your independent company, why can't someone say, oh, I'm selling a sofa, does anyone want to buy it? You know, it just, they might say that. So we thought we were just meant to say the objections, not how you might deal with it.
No, absolutely, that was indeed the question. Perfect. Okay, so they are definitely objections. But the next question is indeed what are the potential solutions? And I was going to say basically, you know, what was common between what everyone else was saying was you'd started offering those solutions, and kind of what might they be. One of the solutions for kind of lecture shouts, I've done kind of more lecture shouts in my life than I can remember, whether it was for ISEC or student music or something else. Quite often, like, lecturers aren't there on time, get there before them, often works. Or do something kind of just as like once the lecture is finished, it's like, right, bit of a challenge because some people then start packing up and running out the room. But if you have got permission, if they have said, yeah, sure, and they said, okay, now I'm just going to hand over to Fred and do your lecture, then that's like another good time. And like leave flyers up front or hand flyers so that everyone's leaving, because then you get like a lot of people in one go. It's like really good. But yeah, so in terms of objection handling, like the key thing I want to focus on is like offering solutions and thinking about, okay, so you know, if we're taking you know, giving a student a reply, what's the you know, an easier one is explaining to a group of students why they might sign up. An objection that I've kind of dealt with a few times is, no, you're just going to stab me. The solution is, well, no, actually we don't. And you know, there's a guarantee there that we can offer you. It's free to register. You know, we don't do that. It's not what we're about. It's about giving you, free offers and like they're going onto the benefits. Again, another kind of really useful tool or like question you can ask is kind of understanding for any of these things. Like once you kind of understand what the actual objection is, because quite often people say no, and as James saying, no never means no. Like it doesn't mean no kind of at first. And saying, okay, so if I could offer you a guarantee that we weren't going to spam you, that we're not going to sell your name to 6 million people, would you be interested then? And kind of to try and clarify and understand, is that actually the objection? And some people will say, well, yeah, if you could guarantee me that, then yeah, I'd potentially be interested and I might sign up. Some other people say, well, no, actually, I'm not nuts. Yeah, you must know, but actually, yeah, I'm just busy, or I don't have the internet set up. So, okay, well, you can always sign up for the library. And it's kind of understanding kind of what that objection actually is. Like saying, so if I solved that for you, would you sign up then? Or so why can't I do a lecture where it's not relevant? Okay, well, so you're saying if I could tell you that this, what I want to tell everyone about is actually relevant, is actually genuinely useful for your students, which is, well, yeah, if it's useful, I'd probably let you do it. And it's a very useful tool that I've kind of found, whether it's actual kind of sales or marketing, or even if it's kind of interviews, or there's so many different kind of places like that tool can be applied about kind of understanding what people's objections actually are, and then kind of clarify, say, okay, so if I solved that for you, would you then do it? And then kind of offering a solution to that objection. Does that make sense? Cool. So we've kind of gone through a few there, and you'll have the weirdest and wonderful questions you can possibly imagine when you talk to people on campus. Like, there are just students are strange. There are lots of very strange people. People ask strange things. But I think we kind of touched on kind of some of the more obvious ones, some of the more simple ones. So kind of understanding kind of what those objections are, and then kind of offering a solution. And saying kind of, if I solve that objection, would you then let me do this, or would you then send out the email? Because once you know actually, okay, that is the objection, if I solve that, then it's, okay, well then how do I solve that? And you then know what your challenge is to solve.
And so when they sign up, I've forgotten when I signed up, do you have to have a student address, or like, do you put in your uni, like how do you prove you're a student?
So when you can sign up on the website, like anyone, your parents, your dog, could go and like register on the website if they actually wanted to. Now in reality, they're not going to, because your students haven't heard of it, or your dog doesn't like the dog. But strange example. So we don't go and kind of market to kind of other people. Like the content and all the kind of resources that we have on site kind of focus to students, so it tends to, that's who it attracts to register. Some of the vouchers, like I know other people can print off and use that aren't students. It's kind of down to the discretion of the venues and the restaurants whether or not they ask for a student ID. I know some do, I know lots don't. So potentially other people can use it. Slight tangent, we're actually about to launch, it's a bit of a secret, graduatebeats.com, which will be doing lots of other cool stuff for kind of graduates, around kind of Initially, its focus was going to be around graduate recruitment, and I've kind of done lots of work on this kind of around that. But then hopefully from kind of next couple of weeks, it's going to start off in just like one simple page, like top 20 offers for graduates, and kind of go from there. But that's a bit of a secret. Hasn't launched just yet. Yeah, no, absolutely. But you can tell once it's there. We want people to know. So that's fine. I haven't told you anything I should. So I've gone off a complete tangent and forgotten what I was talking about. What was your question? What was I talking about? Can a student register? So what information do you put in? So you can use any email address. There's actually a thing saying please don't use a .ac.uk address. Lots of people do, and that's fine. But when they were kind of starting off just in Birmingham, they had like 50,000 students registered in Birmingham. And obviously there's a number of universities, and they would cross like different universities in Birmingham. I think they had like thousands and thousands of students up to just at Birmingham. And when they sent out an email, the university email system thought, who is this unknown domain, like someone the system we didn't recognise, sending all our students this email, and they immediately flagged it as spam, and the email stopped getting through. So we do kind of ask, not for .ac.uk. Like in reality, it doesn't matter that much because lots of people will register with their Hotmail or their Gmail or their Yahoo, which is fine. Yeah, that's just kind of a bit of random information. Cool. Anything else? Great. This is when I was hoping to finish the break, but you've now got a break. So if we can, it's kind of almost